All right, this time, let's do it. I'm going to do the rest of Series 3, Wave 3, whatever you want to call it, of the AEW Unrivaled series. Nowhere else better to start than the Young Bucks. So, let's see. Here we go. We got Nick. We got Matt Jackson. I have not toyed around with these two too much, but I did play around with their first versions. They were in Series 1 wearing their Elvis esque suits from Double or Nothing. These outfits, I think, are way better representations of the Young Bucks. We got the Elite on the back. We got these really special jackets. This is from a very specific episode. They switched over to these outfits, and they even called out, like in a BTE or maybe even a backstage promo, that they were like, "Hey, these are the new outfits. We gotta go get the new gear on." But look at these. These definitely are stitched together. I was gonna say hand stitched, but they're stitched together. It gives it that just kind of really cool feel, very much like the Young Bucks. You can take a peek up under the skirt, see what you got going on. Just more of the leg there. Kind of a very normal boot. I think this might be reused from Cody. Have to take a look at that. I know that the Young Bucks don't wear boots like that, especially on Dynamite. They've been wearing, just kind of different wrestling shoes with kick pads, and then also every once in a while they wear Jordans. These cool dudes. But yeah, Young Bucks got their gear on here. I will do this on one of them because it is kind of a pain to put back. But soft rubber, easy to come off if you want to take these get ups off. I think the best way is probably going to be pop that head off. Ooh, yes, there we go. Maybe lift an arm, pull that off. Yes, can you? You can. This is important because maybe you don't want to do an entrance thing. Maybe the Bucks aren't doing their usual old pose. They're not doing their regular pose. Also, these are two different faces from the. I think they are. Oh man, I hope I don't have to correct myself. Two different faces from the original two. I would say, again, these are really much better representations of the Young Bucks. I really like that the colors truly alternate, so that when you set them up in their pose, you're gonna get the Elite on the outside. You're gonna get that colors. Man, fantastic. That is great. Man, change the world, right? These two guys. Fantastic. Oh, well, their little leggings are leaving bits behind. Let's move on for now. I will probably come back to these two when reviewing the first versions of their figures, and I know I'll be getting in another series yet another version of these guys. I'll be honest, I'm out to get all the AEW figures, so we'll see more. I think we'll keep revisiting. All right, here's what's next. Hey, like I promised, it's Pac or Neville or whatever you want to call him. Neville came with an extra head when he was first debuting. Like every promo, every picture, every little video package, his hair was in his face, and he would skulk over like this and put his arms backwards and talk directly into the camera. Oh, Kenny Omega, oh, John Moxley, with whatever accent that is. I guess I should have looked that up. But an amazing athlete right here. This guy, shorter guy, and you can tell he is smaller, right? Let's put him up next to Matt Jackson. Smaller than Matt Jackson, not by a ton, but by enough that you can tell, hey, he's a shorter dude. Stockier dude, wider dude. He has bigger shoulders, bigger biceps, than those guys, and more importantly, these bigger legs, because he does have these giant cannon thighs, right? This guy can fly all over the place. He's kind of a high flyer, not exactly a luchador. He is a hard hitter. He can go kind of strong style. He's amazing. Got his kick pads, got his boots. His boots have the cover over for the toe, or the foot guard there for your kick pad. You got your floating knee pad, which I think is great. and they painted on up towards his thigh, which is exactly the look that he goes. This is the exact ring gear he wears, which is fantastic. Nothing special, nothing written on the pants, because this guy's performance speaks for himself. Really, just one of the top performers for whatever group he's with. Wherever you see, Pac or Neville, or did he go by Red Arrow for a little bit? I don't know. You see Pac somewhere, you go pay attention. Big highlight. I spoke about AEW in Kansas City. My match of the year, 2020, was AEW Dynamite, Kansas City. I saw it in person. The match opened the show, which blew my mind. Pac versus Kenny Omega, Iron Man match. They went for a solid, I think, hour, and it crushed my brain. Or maybe it was 30 minute Iron Man match, but I think it was an hour. Go watch that. If you haven't seen that, do go see that. Now, let's go ahead and take care of some business. Like I said, from the Orange Cassidy review, here they are next to each other. Look at those two body types. Look at that, dude. Look how much thicker he is from the back, right? And this is very true to life. Pac is huge. He does this move. I guess they call it the Black Arrow now, but it used to be called the Red Arrow. It's like a front flip moonsault, cartwheel moonsault, or cartwheel front flip with the spin, and he spins like one full rotation. It's just gorgeous. He's like a figure skater off the top rope, but then he's still this buff dude. And then he has like a killer submission, the Brutalizer, that he hits right after he splashes on you. So, just a killer guy. Check him out if you don't know. If you don't know Pac, check him out. If you don't know Pac as Neville in the WWE, go check out Neville. Neville's cool. Look at that. Look at that attention to detail. Also, check out this new pose I got on him. Look at that. Oh, so good. One other thing I noticed since I brought out Orange Cassidy here. Before I move on. Neville did come with this, Pac did come with this chair. It folds really good. It works well. You can fold it back up, move the seat down. It kind of just actuates in the way it should. There's two little pins here to kind of show you how you meet those up. But the back here has a little regression that fits against that main bar. So you can use that. You use that to sit people in. You can use that for whacking people with. That's pretty good. But yeah, something I didn't recognize, and my wife kind of pointed it out to me, was the little weak fist bump here is not just that. I mean, that is what he does with it. Dips his wrist and kind of, but it's also his super unenthusiastic thumbs up. Look at that thumbs up. That is exactly his thumbs up, which is another big part of his character. He just kind of thumbs up. I don't have. Oh man, my finger's so fat you can't tell I'm giving it a thumbs up. Yeah, that's what he does. Anyways, moving on. This next figure kind of spits in the face of a lot of the love that I was throwing at Orange Cassidy, because he's on the same body model. This is Darby Allin, a young guy, professional skater turned professional wrestler, currently the AEW TNT champion, black belt, not red belt. This is his figure. He comes packaged with, he comes packaged in this jacket. It's a big rubbery jacket, and these attires, I think, are my main complaint of AEW figures. They look good if this is all you're doing. If you're not doing anything else, and you're just letting them stand there. He looks fantastic, and that jacket is fantastic. That was the jacket he was wearing when he first came out. He has some different attires now, and he usually comes out in very thin suits, but always wearing his Doc Martin-esque boots. Oh, look at that. Right there at the ankle. That's very good. Rotation up here at the hip. So very much like the Orange Cassidy body mold. But let's go ahead and take this jacket off and have a look. See. Oh, that doesn't feel like it wants to come, but you're gonna have to. There we go. And other wrist, you can do it. Don't hurt your toys. Yeah, okay, cool. Yes, so let's pull this off. You can notice he has some plastic in there, which is another really just nice touch. Molded hood. Look at it, it's very rubbery, which is cool, but or maybe it's not cool. I don't know. It's I think it's better than like what the Marvel Legends do because it does give you the full look and it keeps its shape. I don't know what the best answer is here because you can't pose him. You know what? I take it back. The best answer would be you could do it for up to the shoulders, kind of like the Marvel Legends do, and then mold the arms to match, and then have alternate arms. That's I think that's the way to go. You know, you'd have to pop them off the shoulders and pop it in there. All right, let's throw his hands back in. Here we go. Ooh, those are kind of bigger. All right. He's got his chain on. I don't know that he wears the chain anymore. I can't say I remember it. He was wearing it when he started. There we go. A little umph to get that in there. Thin arms, small arms, thin body. This is perfect. He's got his tattoos, got his face paint. His big tattoos on his chest. What's it say? It says, "Nothing's over till you're underground." Real deep dark. Paints half his face because he said he's half dead. Oh, some tragic story. Darby Allin, 24 years old. He's never even paid taxes. Though, hey, good message here. Check it out. I wasn't sure if they were going to have this. Let's see if I can pull that up here so you can read it. Come on, it was in focus for a second. Come on. I don't want to waste too much time on this. Oh, there it is. There it was. Drug-free. And his fingernails are painted gray. Look at that. And in this position, he could be typing. He's the stenographer. He's got his acid wash, kind of blacked out pants. He was wearing, I think when he first came out, it was like black on black on black on black. Or like acid wash jeans that were all tattered up, you know, as Daisy Dukes. And, you know, that allowed him to move around in just all black tights. But yeah, Darby Allin. Fantastic. Taped hands. We're good. He has a lot more tattoos now. I expect to see another Darby Allin come on out with just an updated look, especially now that he's a TNT champion. I know they're doing a TNT champion, Cody Rhodes, with the red belt, so I bet they'll have to do a black belt one too. Another thing I would expect to see, talking about TNT champions, is a Luke Harper, a Brody Lee. Brody Lee probably in two forms, one in his gear, one in his suits. He always wears suits. And man, rest in peace. What a guy. What a wrestler. What a guy. What a guy. What a backstage guy. Everything that's come out about him. I didn't really appreciate him during his career. I had a friend show me a lot of his work from pre-WWE, and that was really impressive. I started to like him. Then AEW, I started to like him. BTE really got him over for me. And then his untimely passing, man. We'll touch on that again some other time. I guarantee there'll be a figure, and I will definitely get it, and we'll talk about it. Anyways, comes with a skateboard. Darby Allin. Oh, it's all chewed up because he's so hardcore, and he hangs out with the guys from Jackass. Can I do it? Can I make him stand? Ooh, I bet he can do it. Hold on. Let's do it. It's worth it. Get on out of here. He fell. All right, cool. I don't know if that was off camera or not. Excuse me. All right, finally, and this was one I was very excited for. Oh boy, what is that focus? Come on. There we are. We're back autofocus. I need to disable autofocus. But we got Riho. You know, Riho. She came with 4 hands, which I like that. I like all the different hands. We got grapple hands, or maybe we can make it into a little heart. Kawaii. We've got yay hands. Woo, yay. And then we've got, let's see, a fist and a finger. Boy, that finger, oh, those fingers are very up in there. Those are very sculpted. Very, very sculpted. Not quite the laziness of this one, or cartoonness, but maybe they're both exactly what they need to be, though. They're very perfect. Or not perfect, they're very specific. All right, well, Riho, take a look at her outfit here. This is really good. She is originally Japanese pro wrestler, came over to be the first women's AEW champion. Little tiny female wrestler, had to take on Nyla Rose, who is a larger female wrestler, a real beast, if you will. Nyla Rose is really good, murdering ladies. Somehow Riho, through the power of the David and Goliath storyline, defeated her and continued forward. Eventually was knocked down a peg. Nyla Rose took it back, and then Hikaru Shida is the current champ, and we'll see where that goes. They're doing a big tournament right now. Female wrestling in AEW, a lot of people knock it. I'm all right with it because the wrestling itself is okay. It's better than the divas of WWE. It's not as good as, say, NXT. Whew. You want to see some good wrestling? You know what? You want to just underline that? Find the 4 horsewomen on NXT, WWE's NXT. The storyline that people dubbed the 4 horsewomen. It's of Sasha Banks, Bayley, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch, and then kind of sub in Asuka, right? In that storyline of when all of them were kind of moving their way up. Man, those 4 can go. Look for their 4-way match at one of the NXT takeovers. I think it was WrestleMania weekend 2014. Match of the weekend, in my opinion. Next to the spot where Randy Orton RKO'd Seth Rollins out of the curb stomp. Jeez. So we got here the AEW women's title. I think this is awful. I'm sure you're looking at her face and you're like, what a terrible female face. It's actually a lot of what she looks like. She's very Japanese. I don't know. I'm not trying to say that in a wrong way. She has very Japanese features. So trying to make those translate here, instead of just putting a basic face, I think that's awesome. You have to kind of look at it from certain angles, and then you're like, oh, that is exactly Riho. They got like the pronunciation of her nostrils like really strong. It's actually really good. Even her teeth, she has kind of bigger front teeth, and like you look at it and I can really appreciate the work that they put into that face. I know there's people who say she's unattractive or whatever. That's not the point here. This likeness is on. If you want to talk about unattractive, this belt is the spitting image of possibly one of the worst wrestling belts in professional wrestling. I do not like this belt. This belt is El Terrible. I don't like it. As far as the prop for the figure, though, Jazzwares did great. This is good. It's in there. I mean, it's just a standard wrestling belt. It goes in, has little pins to kind of pop in there, hug in there. I had to put them on the smallest I could go to get it on Riho, and then it was still a little loose, which actually I think is a good thing. Going back to Riho now, her skirt here is a floating piece. This little slot is definitely something that's cut out in her actual outfit, but it allows her to get into a lot of poses, doesn't hold her back. She has these larger knee pads, which are true to life, and they float, right? They're very nice. As far as rotation on her legs, it's done up here at the top of the thigh. Nothing down below like we've seen with some of the other figures, but I think that ties into her very stiff and straight boot. You'll notice if you watch that she has a bit of a softer look on her shoes. Here, this is much more of a boot or a shoe. It's not as soft as what you see her wearing, but she's so small that I think the kick pads are, not made exactly for her, and they cover up most of what her foot is. So she's just really, really tiny. She's a small girl. She's been wrestling since she was 9 years old. She's extremely skilled. Check out Riho if you haven't seen her. Check her out in Tokyo Joshi. She made an appearance. Check her out in basically everywhere. I think she did some Stardom. Check her out on AEW. She's actually on her way back to AEW. I think I said AEW, right? Yeah, the first time. But she is on her way back to AEW. So you will be able to see her a bit more. Very excited. As far as other female wrestlers, I hope AEW turns out figures for. Thunder Rosa is probably at the top. I know there's a Britt Baker coming in her wrestling attire, and there's also a Britt Baker coming that is in her, I think her dentist outfit, some kind of off-screen outfit. But yeah, some of their women I would really love to have figures for. Man, I guess so many of their wrestlers, I should say. Let's not just, shrink it down to one side or the other, one sex or the other, but one gender or the other. Let's just go ahead and say, of their wrestlers, there's a lot I would love to have as action figures, especially if this quality is going to keep up. Man. Well, that was Series 3. I'm going to keep, I think, all of these on my desk. Over my shoulder here, I have, you probably saw it in one of my other videos. I have a little, area where I'm showing off Captain America's and Spider-Man's and other figures. I think I'm going to pull the Spider-Man's off and put the ring and a lot of the wrestlers over there. Probably all my all my AW figures over there, and then maybe run some lights to kind of give it some lights, and then that way when I'm doing work meetings, people can see them over my shoulder, which I think would be cool. But yeah, Riho, number 1. There she is. Let's bring them all out here. So we got Riho, we got Orange Cassidy, all the fun we've had here. The Jacksons, and good old Pac. And we can't forget, I guess at least in these quick series of videos here, El Fuerte. No, get out of here. Here we are. AEW Unrivaled, Series 3. I will come back with the others, as I've mentioned before, and definitely the exclusives and the rings. Thank you all for watching now. I bid you adieu. Oh, no, we're not ready for that. We haven't got Kenny out here yet. You guys save that for later. Keep watching wrestling. There's a big crossover thing going on, including AEW, Impact Wrestling. If you haven't noticed, I've mentioned Thunder Rosa. We're talking about NWA. We're talking NJPW, man. Well, I'm too excited. Y'all should be excited too. I hope you guys have something that you're as excited for as I am of professional wrestling and professional wrestling action figures. You guys have a nice day. Thank you for joining me. Did you know they're about to start cutting off our electricity pretty soon? I just got a text message about that. Rolling blackouts or brownouts, man. That's a thing I used to have in California, but then when I moved back to here, Kansas City, good old Heartland, God's country. Why are they doing that to us again? It's really cold outside. Everybody stay warm. I care about you guys. I hope you care about each other. All right, y'all take it easy.